It was supposed to be quick, a simple sprint across downtown Seattle, a final exam, her final certification, 2 years of work, all leading to a 9 a.m. deadline. But at 8:52 a.m., Maya Dalton was running late. Not because she overslept, not because she forgot, because the bus stalled 3 blocks back. Now, she was cutting through the plaza, weaving between commuters, clutching her exam papers so tight they crumpled at the edges. Her breathing was sharp, focused, determined. She couldn't afford to miss this. Not after everything she sacrificed to get here. The plaza buzzed. Cars rolled past. Traffic lights clicked. Office workers rushed toward elevators and revolving doors. Then, a scream cut through the morning. Maya turned. An older woman staggered beside a gleaming silver luxury sedan. Her hand slid across the door handle. Her knees buckled, and she collapsed onto the pavement. People froze. Some gasped. Most stepped back. And then came the phones. Always the phones. Maya didn't hesitate. She sprinted toward the woman and dropped to her knees. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" Her voice stayed calm, firm, controlled. No pulse at the wrist. Shallow breaths. Eyes flickering. Maya stabilized her head and gently laid her flat. Someone yelled, "Hey, don't touch her. You're gonna make it worse." Another voice chimed in. "Back up. Get away from her." But Maya didn't move. She blocked out the noise. She checked the airway, held the woman's jaw in place, called 911 with her free hand. "She's unconscious. Pulse unstable. Possible cardiac." "What are you doing to her?" someone shouted. A man pushed through the crowd. Suit jacket half on. Tie loose. Wild panic in his eyes. "Mom!" He shoved Maya so hard she slid on the pavement. "What did you do to her?" Gasps. Phones recording now. Angles shifting. A circle forming. "I was helping her," Maya said, steady but shaken. "Step back. Please. She needs." "Don't touch her," he barked, pointing at Maya like she was a threat. "She was trying to rob my mother." Murmurs. Whispers. Accusations forming out of thin air. Maya felt heat crawl up her spine. The kind that comes before public humiliation, before blame attaches itself to the closest target. "I called EMS," she said. "She needs medical support." But he wasn't listening. He stared at her like she was the problem, the danger, the one in the wrong. He reached for her arm, trying to yank her away. And then, a faint whisper. Soft, weak, barely there. "Stop." Everyone froze. The older woman's eyes fluttered open. Her lips trembled. She had a breath. A struggle. "She saved my life. Get away from her." Silence spread through the plaza like a shockwave. The sun froze. The crowd stiffened. The phones lowered. Maya exhaled for the first time in a full minute. EMS arrived seconds later. They moved around her, checked vitals, lifted the woman onto a stretcher. The lead medic turned to Maya. "You kept her airway open. Nice work. But the exam, the time, the clock's still ticking in the back of her mind." 8:59. She ran, heart pounding, shoes slapping concrete, down the street, across the intersection, into the building, up the stairs, down the hall. She reached the exam center door. Locked. A sign hung on the glass. No late entry under any circumstance. Her breath caught. Her knees weakened. The hallway blurred. Everything she worked for gone. All because she chose to help. She sat on the curb outside, staring at her useless exam packet. The plaza sirens had faded, but the humiliation still lingered. People walked past her. Some recognized her from the morning scene. Some whispered. Some stared too long. Her phone vibrated. Unknown number. She almost ignored it. Almost. "Hello." A woman's voice, crisp and controlled. "Ms. Dalton? This is Catherine Ashford, legal counsel for the Reddington family." Maya's chest tightened. Reddington. The name clicked. The woman she helped wasn't just wealthy. She was Eleanor Reddington, philanthropist, legacy donor, one of the most influential women on the entire West Coast. "Mrs. Reddington would like to speak with you," the attorney continued. "In person." Maya blinked. "In person? Yes. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. at the Reddington Foundation offices." Maya didn't know what to think. Was this good news? Bad news? Something in between? "May I ask why?" she whispered. You'll hear from her directly, Catherine said. And Ms. Dalton, come prepared. Click. The next morning, Maya walked into the towering glass building with shaky hands and a stomach full of knots. Security escorted her up. Top floor, private elevator, quiet hallways. She stepped into an office suite larger than most apartments. And there, sitting in a wheelchair, wrapped in a soft shawl, was Eleanor Reddington. Her eyes were sharp, focused, alive. Come in, Maya, she said softly. I heard what you gave up to help me. Maya swallowed hard. It was nothing, ma'am. Anyone would have. No, Eleanor cut in. Almost no one would have. She gestured to the chair across from her. I want to help you finish what you started. Maya froze. She didn't expect support, or thank you, or anything beyond maybe an apology for her son's behavior. She definitely didn't expect what came next. Eleanor slid a thin folder across the table. Inside, a scholarship offer, a mentorship program, and a potential job placement after certification. Maya stared at the documents, then at Eleanor. I don't understand. Eleanor smiled. You saved my life. I intend to change yours. It felt unreal. Too fast. Too sudden. Too generous. But before she could process it, before she could speak, Eleanor leaned in, lowered her voice. And there's something else. Something I need to tell you. Something I need your help with. Her tone shifted. Dark. Heavy. Almost fearful. Maya's spine straightened. What is it? She asked. Eleanor looked toward the door, then toward the security cameras, then back at Maya. My collapse wasn't an accident, she whispered. I think someone tried to kill me. Eleanor's words hung in the air. Soft. Serious. Dangerous. Maya felt her pulse climb. Someone tried to kill you? She whispered. Eleanor nodded. Slow. Measured. Almost defeated. I've been receiving threats, she said. Anonymous emails. Letters. Calls. They escalated last week. And then she paused. Then I collapsed. Maya leaned forward. What did the doctors say? Cardiac arrhythmia. Sudden. Unexplained. Eleanor's eyes narrowed. But I felt something before I fell. A sharp sting in my arm. Brief. Like a needle. A chill crawled across Maya's shoulders. Are you saying someone injected you? She asked. I don't know. Eleanor's voice trembled for the first time. But I've lived long enough to trust my instincts. And my instincts say someone wanted me gone. Maya exhaled. This was bigger than she expected. Bigger than a thank you. Bigger than a scholarship. This was danger. Why tell me? She asked quietly. Eleanor held her gaze. You were the only person who helped me. You acted when no one else would. I trust you. The room felt colder. Maya shook her head. I'm not an investigator. I'm not trained for. I don't need an investigator. Eleanor cut in. I need someone who listens. Someone who observes. Someone who sees the details other people overlook. Eleanor pointed toward the door. Toward the hallway, where her staff moved like silent shadows. I don't know who I can trust in my own circle, she said. And that includes my son. Maya stiffened. The same son who shoved her. The same son who accused her of robbery. The same son who looked at her like she was the villain. You think he's involved? She whispered. Eleanor didn't answer, but she didn't deny it either. Eleanor rested her hands on the armrests of her chair. I want you close, she said. Not permanently, just until I figure out who's targeting me. Maya's throat tightened. Close out. Aide. Assistant. Eyes and ears. Eleanor slid another document toward her. Short-term role. Significant pay. And once this is over, your scholarship, your certification, your career. Maya stared at the offer. Her hands felt shaky. The letters blurred. It was everything she needed. Everything she dreamed of. Everything she lost yesterday. And yet, hidden inside it was danger. Fear. Uncertainty. I don't know if, Maya began. You risked your exam to save a stranger, Eleanor said softly. I know who you are, Maya. You have a steady hand, a quick mind, and a good heart. She paused. Those qualities are rare. Maya felt her resolve shift, not because of the money or the opportunity, but because Eleanor wasn't just asking for help. She was asking for trust. Maya inhaled slow, deep, steady. What do you need me to do? She asked. Eleanor smiled for the first time, relieved, hopeful. I'll start with something simple, she said. I want you to attend a private dinner with me tonight. A fundraiser. Small, controlled. But the people there, some of them are connected to the threads. Maya blinked. A fundraiser? Yes, Eleanor said. And I need you to observe. Just observe. Watch faces. Watch conversations. Watch the reactions when I walk in. Another pause, especially my son's. As if summoned, the door swung open. Her son entered. Jack Reddington. Tall, sharp suit, cold eyes. The same eyes that accused Maya in the plaza. The same hands that shoved her across the pavement. He froze when he saw her. Confusion. Annoyance. A hint of something darker. What is she doing here? He said. Eleanor's voice sharpened instantly. Jack, sit. I'm asking a question, he snapped. And I gave you an instruction. Their tension filled the room. Thick. Explosive. Jack turned to Maya. I remember you, he said. His tone was blunt. Accusatory. He folded his arms. You're the one who had her on the ground. Maya stayed calm. She refused to shrink. I was keeping her airway open, she replied. Jack scoffed. You were in her purse. Maya's jaw clenched. I never touched her purse. Well, he said with a smirk, the cameras say otherwise. Eleanor slammed her hand on her armrest. Enough. Silence. Jack stepped back, his smirk fading. Eleanor glared at him. Maya saved my life, she said, and she's joining the foundation. Jack stared, stunned, then furious. You're hiring her? After that stunt? You don't even know her. I know enough, Eleanor said. Jack pointed at Maya. You don't belong here. His words sliced through the air like a blade. Sharp, intentional. Maya didn't react, didn't flinch, didn't break. She met his eyes. Calm, steady. I'm here because your mother wants me here. Jack's jaw tightened. A twitch, a flicker of anger. But there was something else behind it. Not just hostility. Fear. Jack stormed out, but before he reached the door, he turned back. His voice lowered, directed only at Maya. Be careful, he said. People around here smile at you while they sharpen their knives. He walked out. The door slammed. Eleanor sighed, exhausted. I'm sorry about him, she murmured. Maya shook her head. It's fine, but it wasn't. Jack hated her, despised her, feared her, and that made him unpredictable. Eleanor turned her wheelchair slightly. Tonight's dinner is at the Kingfisher Club. Cocktail attire. You meet me outside at 7. Maya nodded. Good, Eleanor said. And Maya, one more thing. She looked toward the door, lowering her voice again. No matter what happens tonight, don't leave my side. Not even for a moment. A chill slid through Maya's chest. Why? She whispered. Eleanor's eyes hardened. Cold, sharp, unmistakably afraid. Because the last time I attended one of these events, she said, I caught someone trying to poison my drink. Evening fell fast over Seattle. Skies dimmed. Streetlights buzzed awake. Traffic clogged downtown like a living machine. Maya stood outside the Kingfisher Club at 6:58 p.m. chilled air. Sharp breeze. Her nerves tight enough to snap. The club glowed with warm gold lighting. Valet attendants moved quickly. Luxury cars lined the curb. It was the type of place where powerful people whispered dangerous secrets behind handshakes and champagne. Maya smoothed her dress, checked her breath, checked the time. Exactly 7 p.m. A sleek black SUV rolled up. The door opened. Eleanor stepped out slowly, leaning on her driver for support. Maya, she greeted with a small smile. Thank you for coming. I'm here, Maya said. I won't leave your side. Eleanor nodded. Good, because tonight, eyes will be watching. They walked toward the entrance. Side by side, matching steps, matching tension. Inside, the club was dim, warm, elegant, the kind of place designed to lower voices but raise stakes. A violinist played in the corner. A long marble bar stretched across the center. Servers moved with flawless precision. Maya scanned the room, not looking for elegance, looking for danger. Faces turned when Eleanor entered. Some smiled too wide. Some whispered. Some stared with a cold curiosity that made Maya's skin prickle. Eleanor leaned close. Do you see how they react? She murmured. Some of them are here to celebrate me. Some of them are here to see if I'm still alive. A tall man in a navy suit approached. Polished smile, hand extended. Eleanor, he said warmly. You look radiant. Garrett, Eleanor replied. Less warm, more wary. Garrett Hunt, tech investor, political donor, influential, connected. He looked at Maya. New assistant. Maya nodded. Nice to meet you. Garrett's eyes lingered longer than necessary, assessing her, weighing her, judging her. Then he looked back at Eleanor. Glad you're back on your feet, he said. We were all worried. The way he said worried felt wrong. Too practiced, too smooth, too false. Eleanor smiled politely. We appreciate the concern. Garrett lowered his voice. You really should be more careful these days. You made a lot of waves. Something about that sentence hit Maya's nerves. Waves. A warning disguised as advice. Or a threat dressed as casual conversation. Garrett walked away. Eleanor exhaled. He emailed me last week. She whispered. No signature. No greeting. Just 3 words. Maya swallowed. What words? You're running out. A cold weight pressed against Maya's ribs. Out of what? She asked. Eleanor's eyes darkened. Time. A server walked past with a tray of drinks. Champagne. Cocktail glasses. Crystal stems. Eleanor touched Maya's arm. Do not drink anything here. Maya nodded instantly. They moved deeper into the club. Through conversations. Past glances. Past whispers that didn't bother hiding their curiosity. Then Maya noticed him. A man in the corner. Gray suit. Subtle posture. Watching Eleanor with the patience of a predator. Eyes sharp. Expression unreadable. Not mingling. Not drinking. Not talking. Just observing. Do you know him? Maya asked softly. Eleanor followed her gaze. She stiffened. No, she murmured. But he's been at the last 3 events I attended. Does he approach you? Never. Does he talk to anyone? No one I've seen. The man raised a glass slightly. Not in greeting. Not in respect. More like acknowledgement. A gesture between hunter and target. Maya's heart kicked faster. He's watching you, she whispered. He always watches, Eleanor said. And I've never been able to find his name on any guest list. Maya's chest tightened. He didn't belong here, but he wanted Eleanor to know he was present. And that was worse than hiding. A sudden voice cut into their silence. You shouldn't be here. Maya turned. Jack stood behind them. Suit crisp. Expression cold. He ignored Maya completely and focused on his mother. You're pushing yourself, he snapped. These vultures don't care about you. Eleanor straightened. I'm fine. No, you're stubborn, Jack shot back. And reckless. Maya watched their dynamic unfold. It wasn't just tension. It wasn't just anger. It was fear. Deep. Desperate. Drowning him. He grabbed Eleanor's elbow. Come home. Now, before something happens again. Eleanor pulled her arm away. Firm. Unshaken. I'm not leaving, she said. Jack's jaw tightened. He turned to Maya. His voice low. Threatening. You should keep your distance from her. Maya didn't blink. Not happening. Jack stepped closer. So close she could feel his breath. She doesn't need you, he whispered. She needs protection. And I'm helping, Maya said. Jack's eyes hardened. No, you're making things worse. Eleanor intervened. Enough, Jack. Jack glared at them both, then walked away. But Maya noticed something as he left. He didn't walk toward the bar, or the crowd, or the exit. He walked straight to the man in the gray suit, the watcher. They didn't shake hands. They didn't smile. They didn't speak. But they acknowledged each other. A nod. Silent. Mutual. Coordinated. Maya's stomach dropped. They know each other, she whispered. Eleanor's face drained of color. Then we're not safe here, she said. A server approached them suddenly. Complimentary champagne for Mr. Hunt, he said. A single glass. Perfect pour. Gold bubbles rising. Eleanor stared at it. Frozen. The last time she accepted a drink, she felt a sting. Then collapsed. The server waited. Too still. Too expectant. Take it. The server insisted gently. Just a toast. Her hand trembled. And then, before Maya could stop him, someone else reached in. Garrett. He lifted the glass. Smiled at Eleanor. Then at Maya. Then back at Eleanor. A toast to your recovery, he said. Eleanor didn't raise her hand. Maya stepped forward instinctively. Garrett's smile widened. He held the champagne up to the light. And, right as he brought it toward his lips, he stopped, staring at the surface, eyes narrowing. Then, he lowered the glass slowly. turned to the server and whispered something cold enough to make the server freeze in place. Nice try. The server's face went pale. Terrified, Maya's breath caught. Garrett set the champagne down, untouched, then leaned toward Eleanor. You were right to be careful, he murmured. He turned to Maya next, staring straight into her. You're in over your head. You know that? Maya didn't reply. Garrett stepped closer, lowering his voice. Whatever game is being played around her, he paused. It's getting uglier fast. Maya's throat tightened. What's in the glass? She whispered. Garrett looked at her, expression unreadable. You don't want to know. Before Maya could question him, security stormed the room. Fast, aggressive. Someone shouted. Someone screamed. Someone pointed at the server. And the man in the gray suit was gone, disappeared, silent, slipped away like smoke. Eleanor grabbed Maya's hand. Maya, she whispered, her voice trembling, her eyes full of fear. We need to leave. Now. Eleanor's grip tightened on Maya's hand. Cold, shaky, desperate. Move, she whispered. Security swarmed the club. Guests backed away. Chairs scraped. Voices rose. Maya wrapped her arm around Eleanor and guided her through the shifting crowd. Don't run, Eleanor murmured. Running draws eyes. So they walked. Calm, controlled. But every step felt like walking across thin ice. They passed the bar. The marble counter gleamed. The violinist stopped playing. The music died. The tension grew louder than any sound. Maya kept her eyes scanning the room, checking corners, checking doors, checking for the gray-suited man who vanished seconds ago. He was nowhere. Gone. Like he never existed. They reached the exit. Eleanor's driver opened the door. Straight to the car, he said. But before they stepped outside, a voice stopped them. Leaving so soon? Maya turned. Garrett Hunt stood behind them, hands in his pockets, expression unreadable. The other guests stared from afar, watching, whispering, waiting for the next twist. Garrett looked at Eleanor. Your instincts saved you again tonight. Eleanor exhaled shakily. Thank you for stepping in. Garrett nodded. You need to stay off the radar for a while. That's impossible, she said. That's necessary. He turned to Maya. You're in a dangerous seat, he said quietly. You should be careful who you trust. Maya frowned. Are you warning me? No, he replied. I'm telling you the truth. Before she could respond, security rushed between them. Ms. Reddington, we need to escort you out. Let them, Garrett said softly. Tonight isn't the night to argue. Maya guided Eleanor outside. They reached the SUV. Eleanor climbed in. Maya followed. The doors shut, locked, sealed out the noise. The driver pulled away. Maya didn't speak for several blocks, her heart still hammering, her thoughts racing. Eleanor rubbed her forehead. I didn't expect it to escalate this fast. Maya turned toward her. Someone tried to poison you again. Yes, and they did it in a public place. Yes, and that server. Eleanor closed her eyes. That man wasn't from the club. I know the Kingfisher staff. He doesn't work there. Maya felt a chill crawl down her arms. So someone planted him, she whispered, or paid him. And Garrett caught it. Eleanor's eyes opened slowly. I can't tell if Garrett saved me, or exposed something he was already aware of. The city blurred past them. Glowing towers, neon reflections, streets pulsing with nightlife. But inside the SUV, everything felt silent, suspended, fragile. Maya replayed every face she saw, every whispered conversation, every sideways glance. You said someone tried to poison your drink before, Maya said. When did that happen? 3 months ago, Eleanor answered. At a charity gala. Different venue. Different city. Did you report it? Yes. What did police say? That I had no evidence. Eleanor scoffed softly. No fingerprints. No witnesses. No proof. Maya looked out the window. But tonight, Eleanor continued, tonight was different. Tonight, someone got sloppy. Maya shook her head. Not sloppy, she said. Bold. Eleanor stared at her. That scares me more. Silence settled again, until Eleanor spoke softly. We're being followed. Maya snapped her head up. What? Eleanor nodded toward the rear window. A dark sedan trailed them. One lane over. Lights dim. No aggressive moves. Just following. Quietly. Intentionally. Maya's stomach tightened. Is that him? She whispered. The man in the gray suit? Eleanor asked. Yes. I don't know. But we can't take chances. The driver's voice came through the intercom. I see it too, ma'am. Lose them, Eleanor instructed. Yes, ma'am. The SUV picked up speed. Turned left. Then right. Then down a side street. The sedan mirrored every move. Maya gripped the door handle. Her breath shallow. Her heartbeat sharp. The driver took a sudden turn onto a narrow side alley. The SUV accelerated. The sedan followed. Closer. Closer. Too close. Hold on, the driver warned. He cut sharply across a side street. The sedan tried to follow, but a delivery truck blocked the turn. The sedan stopped, cornered, unable to advance. The SUV shot forward, then merged into heavier traffic. Within seconds, the sedan was gone. Maya let out a shaky breath. Eleanor whispered, "This is getting out of hand." They arrived at Eleanor's estate. Tall iron gates, camera towers, floodlights, motion detectors. But the security didn't feel reassuring tonight. Not after the club. Not after the sedan. Not after the server. The gates closed behind them. The SUV stopped. Maya stepped out first. The night air felt heavy. Still, too quiet. Eleanor's security team rushed over. "Ma'am, what happened?" the head guard asked. "Inside," Eleanor said. "I'll explain once we're safe." Maya helped her up the steps, into the foyer, into the grand, echoing house that suddenly felt too large, too exposed. Eleanor's staff hovered, tense, confused, worried. Maya noticed something, a detail small enough to overlook, but big enough to matter. One of the interior doors, the office door, was open, wide open. Eleanor frowned. "I didn't leave that open." The guard stepped forward. "Stay here." He motioned to two others. They entered the office. Lights came on. Footsteps echoed. Then, "Clear," one called out. "Clear," the second added. Eleanor moved toward the door. Maya followed, staying close. They stepped inside. Nothing looked disturbed. No broken locks. No missing files. No forced entry. Everything was perfectly in place. Too perfect. "What's wrong?" Maya whispered. Eleanor pointed at her desk, at a single object sitting on top. A white envelope. No stamp. No seal. No address. Just one line written in black ink. "You can't run from this." Maya felt the air leave her lungs. Eleanor's hand shook as she reached for it. Opened it. Pulled out a small photo. Maya stepped closer. Her stomach dropped. It was a picture of tonight's event. Taken inside the Kingfisher Club. Taken just hours ago. Taken of Eleanor, standing next to Maya. Only one thing was circled in red ink. Maya's face. Beneath it, "She's next." Maya froze. Every sound in the room faded. Every breath felt tight. Every muscle locked. Her own face. Circled in red. Labeled as a target. "She's next." The words cut through her like ice. Eleanor lowered the photo, slowly. Her hands trembled. Her voice cracked. This wasn't supposed to happen. Maya swallowed hard. "When was that picture taken?" "Hours ago," Eleanor whispered. "Before we even left the club." "Someone got close," Maya said. "Close enough to take a photo. Close enough to follow us home." Eleanor sank into her chair. Her fear seeped into the room like cold smoke. "Maya," she whispered, "this has gone too far. I brought you into danger." "I chose to help you," Maya replied. "But we need to treat this like what it is." Eleanor looked up slowly. "A threat?" she asked. "No," Maya said. "A hunt." The head of security rushed back in. "Ma'am, the house perimeter is clear. No signs of forced entry." "It doesn't matter," Eleanor said. "He was inside." The guard stiffened. "Inside?" "Yes," Eleanor said, pointing toward the envelope. "He left that in the office." The guard picked up the envelope with gloves. His jaw tightened. "We'll check all camera footage." He left the room. Maya stared at the envelope. At the perfect handwriting. The cold precision. Someone had been inside the house. Not guessing. Not threatening from afar. Inside. Close. Watching. Comfortable enough to walk through an estate with security patrols. "This person isn't just bold," Maya whispered. "They're confident." Eleanor nodded slowly. Because they've gotten away with it before. Eleanor pulled open a desk drawer, took out a thin file, paper-clipped, unlabeled. Maya, you need to understand something. She slid the file across the desk. I didn't tell you everything. Maya opened it. Inside, a list of names. Typed, precise, organized. People Eleanor had worked with, donated to, fought against, protected, exposed. Some names had a small black dot beside them. Some had red. Some were crossed out. What is this? Maya whispered. My threats, Eleanor said quietly. People with grudges. People with motives. People who lost money or influence because of me. Maya turned the page. More names. Hundreds. This is a war list, Maya said. Yes, Eleanor replied. And someone on it wants me gone. Maya breathed slowly, deliberate, trying to process the magnitude. Why didn't you take this to the police? Eleanor laughed softly, bitter, tired. I did. They said it was paranoia. They said none of these people had intent. They said I was overreacting. Maya stared at the names. Someone on this list wasn't done. Someone wanted Eleanor dead. And now Maya was part of the crossfire. A knock. The head of security returned. Ma'am, you both need to see this. They followed him down a long hallway into the security room. Multiple screens flickered. Angles from every corner of the property. Back entrances. Side doors. Garage. Hallways. Watch camera 12, the guard said. He rewound the footage to an hour before they arrived home. The hallway appeared empty. Then, a shadow. Just a silhouette. Tall. Still. Blending into the wall like a stain. He stood completely motionless. As if waiting. Listening. Then he moved. Slow. Controlled. Unhurried. He walked straight into Eleanor's office. Looked around. Placed the envelope on the desk. Turned his head toward the camera. And smiled. A small smile. Sharp. Direct. Cold. Maya's skin crawled. That's him, she whispered. The Watcher. The guard nodded. He came through the side maintenance door. Someone used a duplicate key card. Maya's pulse spiked. Someone inside? She whispered. We're looking into it. Maya leaned closer to the screen. The man's face wasn't fully visible. Just enough to recognize him if she saw him again. A sharp jawline. Dark suit. Calm demeanor. Like someone trained. Disciplined. Not some chaotic threat. Professional. It's like he wanted us to see this, Maya said. The guard nodded. That's the message. Another figure entered the security room. Jack. He looked furious. Hair disheveled. Tie undone. What the hell happened, he demanded. Eleanor didn't speak. Maya turned away. She didn't want another verbal attack from him. Not now. Not with the image of the Watcher still burned into her mind. Jack looked at the screen. Saw the shadowed man. Saw the envelope. His jaw tightened. He shoved his hands through his hair. I told you, he muttered. I told you someone was after us. After her, Eleanor corrected. Jack spun toward her. No, after both of us, he snapped. Eleanor's voice sharpened. Why? What do you know? Jack's eyes flickered. A flash of guilt, fear, and something Maya couldn't name. He exhaled. Hard. This is going to sound insane, Jack said. But Mom, you're not the only one he's been watching. Maya's breath caught. What are you saying? She asked. Jack pointed at the screen. At the shadow. At the man who smiled at the camera. He came to my office last week. Eleanor gasped. What? Jack nodded, barely holding himself together. He didn't attack me. He didn't threaten me. He just walked in, sat down, and told me. He swallowed hard. Told me that he needed access to your upcoming schedule. Maya felt her stomach lurch. You helped him? She demanded. Jack shook his head violently. No, I threw him out. But he walked out like he owned the place. Like nothing I did mattered. Maya stepped forward. Why didn't you tell anyone? Because I didn't want anyone thinking I was involved. Jack snapped. Eleanor stared at him, eyes full of disappointment, eyes that forced truth to surface. And are you? The room froze. Jack's eyes went wide. Mom, no. How could you even? But Eleanor wasn't listening. Fear had made her suspicious of everyone, even her own blood. He got into your office, she said, with no forced entry, no fight, no resistance. Jack's voice cracked. I didn't help him. Then how did he know your name? Eleanor asked. Jack didn't answer. Tension ripped through the room like wire. Maya stepped between them. Stop, she said. This is exactly what he wants. They both turn toward her. He wants you fighting, distrusting each other, split, divided, easy targets. Eleanor inhaled deeply, her eyes shining with fear, relief, conflict. Jack backed away, hands shaking. I'm not involved, he whispered. I swear to God. But he knew everything about us. He knew her schedule. He knew you were at the exam center that morning. He pointed at Maya. He mentioned you. Maya's chest tightened. He knew my name? Yes. Jack nodded. He said you were predictable, that he already knew how you'd react if something happened. Maya felt her knees weaken. He studied her behavior, studied her patterns. Before she ever met Eleanor, her breathing grew sharp. We need law enforcement, she said. We tried, Eleanor replied. They dismissed me before. Not anymore, Maya said. There's evidence now. Camera footage. Threats. The poison attempt. Jack stepped closer. I know someone, he said. A federal contact. Someone who doesn't ignore threats. Maya eyed him carefully. Why didn't you tell her that before? Jack's voice dropped. Because I didn't want her to know why he reached out to me. Why did he reach out? Maya pressed. Jack hesitated. His throat moved. His eyes dimmed. His posture collapsed. He said he'd ruin me if I didn't cooperate. Jack's confession hung in the room like smoke. Heavy, thick, impossible to ignore. He threatened you? Maya asked. Jack nodded, jaw clenched, eyes hollow. He walked into my office like he owned it, Jack said. He knew my debts, my business problems, things no one should know. A shaky breath. He said if I didn't give him access to Mom's schedule, he'd leak everything, destroy me. Eleanor's face tightened with hurt. You should have told me, she whispered. I was ashamed, Jack replied, and terrified. That's exactly what he wanted. Maya stepped between them again. Whoever this guy is, he wants leverage. He wants access. He wants chaos. Eleanor nodded slowly, and he's using us to get it. The head of security burst into the room. Ma'am, you need to see this. He pointed at the monitors. Camera 7, front gate. A figure stood at the gate. Tall, gray suit. Still, unmoving. The watcher. Back again. Maya's heart lurched. Jack stepped forward. That's him. Eleanor's breath hitched. The guard zoomed in. The man didn't try to hide. Didn't look around. Didn't flinch. He raised his hand and held something up. A folded piece of paper. The guard froze the frame. Do not open the gates, Eleanor ordered. The guard nodded quickly. Yes, ma'am. Maya stared at the screen. He wants attention. No, Eleanor whispered. He wants control. The watcher slid the paper through the bars, tucked it between the metal, then turned around and walked away, calm, unrushed, as if he owned the night. The guard turned to Eleanor. Do we retrieve it? Eleanor looked at Maya. Maya nodded. We need to see what he left. 2 guards exited the house, walked carefully to the gate, retrieved the paper. They brought it inside. Maya took it, her pulse slamming inside her wrists. She unfolded it. Inside, a single sentence. You can't protect her forever. Maya felt a cold wave wash over her. He means you, Jack whispered. No, Maya said. He means her. She looked at Eleanor. He knows you're scared. He knows your guard is down. He's trying to break you. Eleanor exhaled shakily. No, he's trying to break you. He already circled your face. Jack rubbed his forehead, pacing. This guy has resources. He has access. He has inside knowledge. And he's escalating, Maya added. He's getting bolder. Eleanor looked at her. Maya, you don't have to stay in this. Maya met her eyes. I'm not going anywhere. Eleanor's expression softened. What? Because you trusted me when nobody else did, Maya said. And because I'm already part of this. He marked me. I'm involved whether I like it or not. Jack stared at her. You're either brave, he said, or you have no idea what you're up against. Maya looked at him. Maybe both. Jack reached into his pocket. I'm calling him, he said. My federal contact. He'll believe this. He's helped before. He stepped out into the hallway. Eleanor slumped in her chair. Maya adjusted the blanket around her. You didn't deserve any of this, Maya whispered. Eleanor touched her hand. You didn't either. Minutes later, Jack returned. Face pale, eyes wide. What happened? Maya asked. Jack swallowed hard. He's coming. Your contact? Maya asked. No, Jack whispered. He's dead. Silence. What do you mean dead? Eleanor demanded. He was found this morning, Jack said. Car crash. Except it wasn't a crash. Maya stepped closer. What are you saying? Jack looked at both of them, voice shaking. He was executed. Eleanor gasped. Her hand covered her mouth. Maya felt the room tilt. The Watcher was wiping out anyone who could interfere. Who else knew you were going to call him? Maya asked. No one, Jack said. Just me. Then your phone is compromised, Maya said. Your contacts, your messages, everything. Jack nodded, eyes trembling with fear. Eleanor whispered, he's always one step ahead. The head of security re-entered. Ma'am, the entire perimeter is being reinforced, but I recommend you leave the property. Leave? Eleanor asked. Where? A safe house, the guard replied. Somewhere no one on staff knows except me and 3 trusted agents. Jack nodded quickly. Do it. Now. Maya looked at Eleanor. We can't stay here. Eleanor hesitated, fear battling pride. All right, she said finally. Let's go. The guards moved swiftly. Bags packed. Routes cleared. Vehicles prepared. Maya stayed at Eleanor's side through every step. Jack followed, still shaken. At the front door, just before stepping out, a loud thud hit the front shutters. Everyone froze. The guards drew weapons. Another thud. Then, scrapey. Metal dragged across metal. Maya's heart pounded. The guard pulled up the external camera feed. The Watcher stood outside again. Closer, almost pressed against the shutter. In his hand, not a note, a small device. He held it up, pressed a button. Every light in the estate flickered, then died. Darkness swallowed the property. Complete blackout. Eleanor gasped. Maya, she whispered, voice trembling. Is he coming in? Maya grabbed her hand. No, her voice steady. Firm. Certain. He already is. Backup generators roared online. Emergency red lights flickered through the hall. Guards spread out. Weapons raised. Jack pulled Eleanor close. Maya, stay behind us. No, Maya said. I'm staying with her. The head guard spoke into his radio. Lock all interior doors. Move to safe route B. Alarms blared. Steel shutters sealed off hallways. Maya guided Eleanor through the maze of corridors. But the Watcher had planned for this. Every corridor they entered, a camera was already disabled. Every turn, another red light cut out. Every step, he was there first. The guard checked another feed. Nothing but static. He's inside the network, the guard said. He has control of the cameras. Jack whispered. He's turning this into a blind hunt. Maya clenched her jaw. No, she said. He wants us scared. He wants us running. The guard signaled them through another secured door. We're almost to the safe garage. But as soon as the door opened, a chill washed over the group. The garage lights flickered, then stabilized. And standing in the center, alone, calm, hands behind his back, the Watcher. Security raised their weapons instantly. Don't move, the head guard shouted. The Watcher smiled. Slow, unhurried, calculated. He didn't raise a weapon, didn't flinch, didn't run. He simply said, You picked the wrong side, Maya. Her blood turned to ice. He took one step forward. Guards aimed closer. Freeze. He stopped, turned his head, looked at Eleanor. You should have let yourself die, he said softly. It would have been cleaner. Jack lunged forward. Who sent you? The Watcher just smiled again. Then, from behind him, a blinding flash. Security lights exploded. Smoke filled the room. Everything turned chaos. Guards coughed, eyes burning. Maya grabbed Eleanor. Move! She pushed her toward the armored exit. Jack followed, coughing hard. The Watcher vanished into the smoke. Guards fired into the haze. But it was useless. He was gone. Again. 30 minutes later, after being rushed through a hidden tunnel, after being loaded into an armored SUV, after driving through back routes and decoys, they reached a remote, safe house. Steel walls. Unknown location. Secure. Eleanor trembled. Jack shook. The guard stayed alert. But Maya, she stayed steady. Eleanor touched her hand. You saved me again. No, Maya said quietly. We're just getting started. Jack looked at her. You're not leaving after this, are you? Maya shook her head. No. Jack swallowed. What? Maya looked out the window. Dark forest. Wind. Silence. Because he marked me, she whispered. And I need to know why. Eleanor nodded slowly. What now? She asked. Maya exhaled. We stop reacting. We stop running. We stop letting him choose the battlefield. Jack frowned. And what do we do? Maya turned back toward them. Eyes sharp. Voice steady. We go after him.